Hey everyone, welcome to Wax Pack Wisdom. I'm Jake T. O'Donnell. Today is a pickup day. Two things that came in the mail today, Monday. One thing that I picked up over the weekend in person from a seller. I'm going to show all three of those cards, and I want to preface this by saying that the last card that I'm going to show that came in the one of the cards that came in the mail today is what I received as part of probably the most unique trade that I've ever been involved in for a card. And it is the extreme generosity of somebody who watches the channel regularly. So I'm going to get to that at the end. I have two other cards I want to show first. Okay. So first is the pickup from a local dealer, local to my area, who I have met up with before to do deals. Mostly it's been me kind of selling bulk cards to him. But this was one that he had posted it on Facebook, and I saw it, and it fit very perfectly of a card that I really want in my collection. It's been on my gettable cards list for a little bit here, and the price was great. And here's the card that I went to his house and actually picked this up. It's a nice 49 Bowman Stan Musial, raw. As you can see, it's a lower grade card. It's got that little bit of a crease there and a little bit of sort of chipping and stuff there. But this is like exactly what I was looking for, and I was so thrilled with the price on this. This was $160, and if it grades a 1, that's very good for the comps. And you can kind of see the back there, crease across there. I think there's like kind of some creasing down here. But this is what I was looking for. Like, look at this. The centering on this is outstanding, really, and it's got really good color. This is an iconic card. This is, I think, of the three sort of early Musial cards and the big issues. I think this is the best one, honestly. Like, the 48 Bowman looks like a mugshot. The 49 Leaf is a great card, and I do still want to get that, but it's expensive because it's considered a rookie card, even though technically now we know that card came out in 49, and the Bowman is really the rookie. And then, of course, there's this, which I just think is the best of all of them. That's why I really wanted a copy. So I will send this in a future SGC order. Good centering, good color. The location of the imperfections of the card along the jersey is sort of, maybe to me, is like the least offensive area that it could be if it's going to be all the way across a card. So really happy with this. So thank you. The seller's name is Thomas, and it was great to meet up with him. I've met up with him a few different times. He's a collector, and he deals cards a bit on the side too. So thank you to Thomas again. This will go in a future SGC order. Okay. The next card is one that I bought off eBay that went through authentication and just showed up. A few weeks ago, John Mangini, shout out to the hobby president himself, John Mangini, did a video where he went through his cards from the 39 play ball set. And that's a set that has kind of grown on me over time. I used to kind of think it was a kind of drab and boring. The more I think about it, the more I really like it. The images are usually pretty striking of the players. Great portraits, great action shots. Kind of a set that helps kind of usher in a new era of cards, right? Very happy with that set. I've started to enjoy it. Obviously, the big card for me to get from that set is the Ted Williams rookie, which I don't have that. That's not the card I'm about to show you. But it is of another great Hall of Famer whose career spanned the pre-war era into the post-war era a bit. And I came across, like, literally the next day after John posted his video, I came across this card, which wasn't necessarily on my want list, but I realized that I wanted this more than the card of this player that I had. And it is the 39 play ball Hank Greenberg in an SGC 2.5. Really beautiful image there of Hammer and Hank, the original Hammer and Hank. Just a bit OC. Shout out to Brian Roth, B. Roth 6, who is a Greenberg super collector and won on Dan's Vintage Baseball PC not too long ago and shared his whole collection, and it is vast. And he has quite a few examples of this card. One of the things Brian mentioned is that you see a lot of examples of this card where the image is washed out. And I was really happy with this one. I don't think it's a really clean image of Hank Greenberg. I had a 41 play ball Hank Greenberg I had it originally in a PSA 1. I crossed it to SGC or I think I cracked it out actually. Came back as an SGC 1. I sold that because I saw this card and I was like, I want to have this. This card, I believe I bought it for right around the comps, which was like $275. It was listed. It was listed for like $295. I made an offer, and it was accepted So was very happy with the price on this, and this will be my Hank Greenberg card for my PC going forward. And yeah, I still really want the 39 play ball, Ted. I've been kind of wondering if maybe the DiMaggio that I want is also the 39 play ball. Similar kind of image to this, like the nice portrait, but what a great picture of Hank Greenberg, one of the greats. So, all right, let's talk about the trade. Okay, I will start this by mentioning and shouting out my friend Greg at Midlife Cards. Shout out to Greg. Some months ago, I was fortunate enough that Greg invited me on his channel to do Midlife Live number 2, I believe, yes. And after that, Greg put me in touch with a gentleman named David in Seattle, who was a collector. And David was interested in saying hello to me. He was very complimentary of our channel here. He especially likes how much I involve Abby, my wife, which she is the co-founder of our channel, and it's our collection that we built together. So I always appreciate that. David was very nice guy, and we texted back and forth a bit. And then a week ago or so ago, he reached out to me, and he said that he had a proposal for me for a trade. So we went back and forth a little bit, and I accepted the trade, and the card that I got in the trade arrived today. So I'll set this up even more a little bit. Last week, and when I did my SGC grades reveal, you saw this card that I showed, my 1922 Nielsen's Chocolate Grover Cleveland Alexander, an SGC 1.5. I just got this back from getting reholdered. So in the video where I mentioned that I had bought this in REA, I had also mentioned that there was another card that I was watching of Grover Cleveland Alexander, because I wanted to add a card of his to my collection. And the card that I was looking for, the other card that I was watching, was a 1928 Tharps Ice Cream Grover Cleveland Alexander. The American catalog code for that set is F50, and there are 3 other sets that all have the same checklist that all came out that year. 3 of them are ice cream issues, 1 was a candy issue. The candy issue was Sweetman's. The 3 ice cream issues were Tharps, Yingling, and Harrington. And they're black and white cards with like an offer on the back. So I had been watching a Tharps Grover Cleveland Alexander. I decided to let that one go, and so I went for the Nielsen's instead. Well, it turns out that David had won the Tharps in that auction, and he watched the video, and he took note of the fact that I had interest in that card, and that I had bid on it, and I didn't end up going for it. Well, it turns out that, like I said, David had won that Tharps card. He just recently upgraded to a PSA 6 of that Tharps ice cream card. So David offered me a trade. He said, I will send you the Tharps ice cream Grover Cleveland Alexander if you do a few things for me in return. So before I talk about what I'm going to do as part of my conditions for the trade, I want to show you guys the card because it came today. David sent me, and now a permanent part of my PC, the 1928 Tharps ice cream Grover Cleveland Alexander in an SGC2. And I love this card for so many reasons. First off, this card is a Pop 17. The Nielsen's is actually a Pop 16, but this is a Pop 17. There are 11 I believe there's 11 in SGC and 6 in PSA. As you can see, the card has ice cream stains. Some kid got this in 1928 and got their ice cream all over it. Take a look at the back. You can see the offer on the back. And I think, part of why these cards are so rare is because this offer, you can read it there, but let me read the back of it. Save these pictures. 1 ice cream bar will be given free for each picture of Babe Ruth. That's not a good deal, but a lot of kids, I'm sure, did it. 1 gallon of Tharps ice cream will be delivered free to the holder of a complete set of 60 different baseball stars upon surrender of same to any Tharp dealer. Again, not a good deal, but I think that a lot of kids turned those in so that they could get more ice cream. And this card of the legendary Grover Cleveland Alexander has such incredible character. I would just love to know the story behind this, of some kid that was so excited to get ice cream and got it all over his Grover Cleveland Alexander card, but he still kept it anyway. Or she still kept it anyway. And it handed down through the years, and it has survived almost 100 years to this day. And it was in REA, David bought it, and now it's mine. And I'm over the moon to have this card. So the trade. So what did I give up in the trade? Well, this was what David asked for. He asked that I keep this card as part of my personal collection forever. Easy enough. The second thing that he asked me to do was to not cross it to PSA, which I will not do. But I did ask him if it was okay if I reholder this, and he said that was fine. So I will not cross this to PSA. And the other thing that he asked me to do is to keep an eye out for him for a specific vintage card. But he asked me to keep that card confidential, and I'm happy to do so. That I'm going to help him be on the lookout for a card that he really wants for his collection. So I have to honor that part of the trade. I will not divulge what that card is. But so that was the deal, and I was happy enough to say yes. And within a few days, this card showed up on my doorstep. So I am floored at this. I want to say once again, thank you to Greg at Midlife Cards for putting me in touch with David, and thank you to David for this absolutely incredible piece of baseball history that will be in the PC forever. So, and I will be on the lookout for that card, David, I promise. So that's it. So, Legends of the Game, right? This is what we like to collect here. Stan, Hank, and Grover. Tell me about if you have any stories about any interesting trades that you've done for cards in the past. I would love to hear. It. Okay. Thanks very much for watching. Please subscribe to Waxback Wisdom if you haven't already. We're getting so close to 1,000 subscribers, guys. Please, if you have not subscribed to our channel, please do so. So we can get over that 1,000 hop. That would mean so much to us. Check out our ComC store. Check out where to follow us on all social media channels. And check out our list of favorite nonprofits and charities. It would really mean a lot to us if you could support one of them. So thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time on Waxback Wisdom. Take care.